Hey, what's going on everybody? ETP coming at you guys with another video today, and what I'm going to be talking about in this commentary is I'm going to go over some of the more frequently asked questions and some of the more frequent comments I get on my YouTube channel, as well as tweets and messages on PlayStation regarding my draft class, just so I can clear up a few things. I know this won't clear it up for most people because most people that download my draft class do not know about my YouTube channel and do not follow me on Twitter, but for those of you that do, hopefully this will clear some things up. So what you guys are watching in the background though is just a CPU versus CPU game, and I put together these teams. These two teams are consisted of players from my 2015 and 2016 draft class. I think there's only one or two guys from the 2016 draft class, but this is really one of the first times that I've seen my created players play an actual game, because I haven't really gotten too deep into my league and my GM and stuff like that yet. And I was actually pretty impressed with how they played. I thought it played really realistically. Guys played how they actually do. Nobody seemed to be too overpowered, but nobody seemed to be too bad. And one thing that I thought was really good was the dunk packages. And this kind of leads me into some of the questions that I've gotten some questions about how there need to be more dunk packages on the players, and obviously when you look at the players that are already in the game, there are a lot of dunk packages on them, but just judging by how this game has turned out, this simulation right here, I think the lack of dunk packages is actually really good, because you don't have nearly as many of those flashy dunks that really aren't going to happen very much. You have more of the basic dunks and more of the dunks that people are actually going to do in games, and then some of the guys that do flashy dunks, I gave them some good dunk packages, so I think that works out pretty well. But hopefully you guys do enjoy that. In the background, if you guys haven't downloaded the draft class yet, I recommend you go do so. Information will be on a bunch of other videos, and I'll probably leave it down in the description as well. So let's go ahead and jump into some of the more frequent comments that I get. So first one I'm going to talk about is people asking me about, or people telling me that my draft class is corrupted and they cannot download the file. This is not just my draft class. This is just a glitch with 2K. It happens for all the other rosters and draft classes occasionally. It just says that the file is corrupted when you try to download it. The only solution I know of is just to try again, and if it still doesn't work, just try it a few times, and if it still doesn't work, then give it a little bit of time and go back and try later, and it should work. It's just a little bit of a glitch. It has nothing to do with my actual draft class. So that's it for that. Hopefully that'll clear a few things up for those of you that have asked that question before. Next thing I'm going to address is requests for creating players. That's obviously something I get on every single creation tutorial. People always say, create this person, create that person, and I just want you guys to know that I do read every single comment. I respond to just about every single comment, but it's gotten to the point now where I have so many requests that I can't really say, yeah, I'm gonna do that player for sure, look out for it at this time, because there's just so many requests. So I just want you guys to know that I do read every comment and I see every single request, and that is noted. If I don't respond to you, that doesn't mean I didn't see it, because I definitely did see it, and I'll take that request into consideration. And some of the guys that you guys request, I've already done them. I've already posted the creation tutorial. So if you guys, before you ask if I've done a person or not, check the playlist. That's always linked in the descriptions, and you guys can see all the guys I've done. And a lot of the guys will be coming soon. You just got to give me a little bit of time, and hopefully I'll eventually get to your requests, because they are all noted. Next thing I get a lot is asking to create existing players. For example, Hassan Whiteside. Some people don't have online, so they've asked me, create Hassan Whiteside. He's not in the game. Obviously, he's in the new roster updates, but people that don't have online can't download those. I'm not going to be creating existing players this year. I don't know if I will do it next year as well. I'm just sticking to prospects, sticking to my draft class, and later on, excuse me. Later on down the road, I'm going to be creating, a roster and everything like that, but I won't be doing existing players for right now. Next thing I get asked a lot is, how do I make the faces look so realistic? The simple answer to that is I just look at pictures and I do my best. There's nothing special I'm doing. Just looking at pictures of the players and, just really just trying to make it as realistic looking as possible. Nothing special at all. Next thing is people complaining about ratings because they go by the letter grade. So, for example, I got a comment not too long ago telling me that Mario Hezonja's three-point shot was way too low, because it said that he had a D+ in the 3-point shooting category. Those letter grades are not entirely accurate. The reason why it says D+ is because there was a little bit more of a discrepancy between his moving shot 3 and his standing shot 3. So his standing shot 3 I think was like a 77 or something, 74 to 77, which is good for a rookie. And that's another thing. When I'm making these ratings, you know, people get mad and say this guy's rating is too bad. But you got to look at it as, you know, if he's a second round projection, he's not going to be rated very highly. He's not going to be an absolute beast most likely right when he gets into the league. So you've got to take that into consideration. And I think a 74, 77 3 is very, very generous for some players. And the reason why Hazanya's said D+ is because his moving shot 3 was a lot lower. So don't go by those letter grades. That's a little bit inconsistent. Make sure you look at the actual attribute points. Next thing is the random nicknames. This one I get a lot as well, and this is really, really annoying. They say that when they, you know, draft their player and they're playing with them in the game, the announcers will be calling him by these random nicknames that makes no sense at all, and it just sounds really dumb. That is unfortunately unfixable. That has nothing to do with what I did. There is no option to give a player a nickname. But basically, for some reason, instead of just saying the player's number like they have in you know, previous games, if they can't say the player's real name, which is the case for 99% of the players, because there isn't a very big name database, they just randomly assign them a nickname. And that can be really, really annoying, but there really is nothing I can do about it. It's nothing I did, and it's something you're going to have to live with, and hopefully they take it out of 2K16 for sure. Next thing that I'm going to talk about is asking why players aren't in the draft class. Most of these comments come from my first draft class video that I put out, and it was the very first version. I put an annotation on there to a newer version, like a newer video updating the draft class, because I get so many comments on there saying, you know, where is this person? Why isn't Marcus Paige in the draft class? And obviously Marcus Paige is in the draft class, and other guys as well. It's just that was a very, very old update. That video was posted when there were only 30 guys in the draft class, and now there's about 80 of them. So obviously, you know, people, you might not be seeing this video. I'll still get comments like that, as I said, but that is the reason. Make sure you always check the newest updates, because players are going in the class quite frequently, as well as guys getting taken out and put back in and all kinds of stuff. So make sure you check the class, because some of those videos were posted when there weren't as many players in there. Next up, and I think this is the last one that I'm going to go into for this video, is about the Xbox One. People say, you know, what's a good class on Xbox One? Why aren't you creating this for Xbox One? Can you create one for Xbox One? The answer to that is no, I cannot, because for one, I don't have an Xbox One, and for two, this took me such a long time to make. There's no way I could completely replicate it on another system. So I'm sorry for that. That's one of the main reasons I'm making the creation tutorials, to help people on Xbox One so they can create a draft class like this if they want to. And people say, you know, okay, I'm just waiting on your creation tutorials to make my whole draft class. I recommend you don't wait for it, because I can't put out the videos that frequently. Like, I can't literally put out 80 creation tutorial videos within like a week so you can finish your draft class fast. So these are just to help you out. You can keep going on creating the players how you want to, create them yourself, and then for guys that I've already posted, and as more guys come out as I do tutorials for them, that can help you guys out. But for the most part, you know, those creation tutorials are to help you out on Xbox One, and I do apologize for not being able to do it on Xbox One. And as far as, you know, other draft classes on there, I honestly don't know. I've never even played 2K15 on the Xbox One, so I wouldn't be the person to ask about a draft class on there. But that is going to bring me to the end of this video. I think I covered everything for the most part. The main thing I want to get across to you guys, though, is that all your requests, I do see every single one of them, and they are noted. If I don't respond to you, that doesn't mean that I didn't see it, and I'll try to get as many player creation tutorials out as I possibly can. So hopefully this did clear some things up. Thank you guys for watching, and I will talk to you guys later.